tape you got in
You
there?
can just switch it. It's in the van, so we wouldn't have to carry it.
Well, back right now. Yeah. But wait, hold on. Because I want Miss Julia to understand. Please don't forget.
the 16A, please. I'm from the drugstore, under 16B. Code 25 is seated behind checkout 8. Come to section 28. Mr. Ron with caution keeping. Come to section 28.
Do you know what's on your bag?
The groceries, you mean?
Yeah, but what's on the bag?
I don't really know. The Schwegmann advertisement, that's all.
Do you see the man that's on the bag?
I didn't really notice.
But do you know who it is?
Let's see. Donald Mints. Huh?
Do you know what he's there for?
Well, he's running for mayor. Yeah, I know that.
So when you see something like this on a bag, do you notice it at all, or
I didn't really notice it today. No, I didn't.
do you ever pay attention to stuff like that?
Not really. Not really.
Do you ever find it strange that there's political advertising on shopping bags at all?
No, I don't find it strange. It's good advertising.
Would you let that influence your vote? If you went to Schwegmann and they endorsed the candidate, would you ever think about that as a reason to vote for somebody?
Not really. I think it'll be my opinion, who I want to vote for. I don't think, somebody's picture on the bag would influence me, no.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Donovan, Mr. Taylor, come to 17. Mr. Bento, Mr. Marley, Mr. Collins, Mr. Bento, Mr. Marley, Mr. Collins. Mr. Mayor, on the roll call 415, please. Kendrick the Banner, from the customer service, Mr. Kendrick the Banner, from the customer service.
First, I'd like to tell you that I'm truly very flattered that that you gentlemen came by today on this subject. In fact, I just read a letter from the State Board of Ethics in response to the position that the Barthélemy camp had taken, and I'd be glad to share that letter with you. But the last paragraph said that they did not rule specifically on the Schwegmann Mintz situation.
But this would be a little bit different than some other things. As soon as we get set up, we'll ask you some general questions about just what this is.
Okay.
It's been a while since.
They were ready. All right, so you want to ask questions?
So I guess explain to us, what are these bags?
Well, in jest, I refer to it often as the wall of bags. I think the wall would have been covered with many more pictures if we had saved them over the years. My father started this tradition probably 30 years or more, and again, I really wish that we had put them away in the archives, so to speak. For example, Dave Treen, when he was running for governor, appeared on the Schwegmann bag for a while, and many others before him. But it's, in essence, it's something that my father started, and I think my father had a very, very staunch belief in the democratic system. And I think democracy, will only be preserved if our leaders preserve it. I think we're seeing a lot of that, surfacing right now in Eastern Europe.
Excuse me, Mr. Schwegmann.
Yes.
We need to understand what exactly this is.
Okay.
It's the whole concept. I mean,
Okay.
for somebody who
Well, I think the concept is us taking a stand, okay, in the democratic system, which I think is a stand in electing the best people to public office. And I think only if democracy prevails will that create an environment for business. And I think it's closely tied together. So we have put our money and our reputation where our mouth is. A lot of people in business will not take a public stand out of fear that they might offend somebody or lose business or whatever. And I'm sure that we have, over the years, offended lots of people. If somebody feels very strongly in their candidate that's different from our recommendation, they might take it out on us. But we think that we're proud to take that sort of brave position. We would encourage other people in business to do the same, because I think without doing it, and we don't have the right people in office, again, we're not going to have the right environment for business to exist.
For a person that's outside of Louisiana who doesn't even know, about Schwegmann's at all, Can you sort of point out and tell us exactly what these are on the wall?
Yeah,
Because-
you can even introduce yourself. I'm John
Yes,
Schwegmann.
okay.
I'm president of Schwegmann's Food Stores, and
Yes.
every election we do.
Okay. My name is John Francis Schwegmann. I'm chief executive of Schwegmann Giant Supermarkets. The company has been around for over 120 years, but my father was the gentleman who took us past our first mama and pop store. And my dad held public office, state representative, state senator. He was a candidate for Congress but did not win. He was also a candidate for governor in the state of Louisiana but did not win, and started this tradition of putting on our shopping bags the faces of candidates, those people that he thought would make excellent public servants.
And can you point out some of the?
Yes, this is a gentleman who, Bill Jefferson, who is now a senator, who was a candidate for mayor in the city of New Orleans. He did not win. This is Dorothy May Taylor, who did win, who now serves on the New Orleans City Council and at a large position. This is John Gegenheimer in Jefferson Parish. You know, what most people call counties around the country, we call parishes. John is the clerk of court for all of Jefferson Parish. This is myself over here when I had more hair about 10 years ago, and this is Bob DeHemicourt, who ran for civil sheriff. This is a picture of my father when he was campaigning for the Louisiana Public Service Commission, maybe around 15 years or so ago.
Now, Mr. Schwegmann, for people outside of Louisiana and outside of New Orleans, people would think that it was unusual for a grocery store to make endorsements, especially on paper bags. What do you think?
Well, you know, literally millions. I think it's a great idea. You know, I did not come up with the idea, so I have to give all the credit to my father, but I have carried on with it, with that tradition. We're very, very selective. By no means do we feel compelled to select somebody in every race. I mean, we might go a year or two and never put anybody on our bags, and then if the right person or the right situation comes along that we really feel very motivated about, then we will do this. But I think it does not cost any money, doesn't cost any more ink, you know, to put this face on there than maybe anything else that would appear on the bag, and millions of them are carried out. And it's a message that merely says, please take this candidate seriously. I mean, we're not trying to dictate to anybody by any means. You know, a lot of times there's a lot of, I think, very deserving, capable people that could do a wonderful job in office, but these people quite often are dismissed by the public as not having a chance. Maybe they don't have any past history of holding office, or don't have any public recognition, may not have a lot of money, to seek that office. Whereas this gives that person, I think, some credibility, and it says, take me seriously.
Who are the bags aimed at?
They're aimed at the mass consuming public. You know, everybody that votes, which is hopefully everybody that's registered.
And what about the candidates themselves? Is this a really desired endorsement?
I like to think it is. You know, we get a number of people that call quite often when they're considering becoming a candidate, and I hold public office myself right now, so I certainly pay anybody that's a candidate for any race that would seek an appointment with me. I certainly pay them that courtesy to sit down and discuss their beliefs and the reason why they're seeking office. And quite often the subject of appearing on the bag surfaces.
Do you have any, without naming names, any stories about how much people wanted to be on the bag?
Well, you know, I think it gives somebody a real boost, particularly a person who would not be well known. I think it helps that person more than anybody else. A person who's already held office, I don't think the bag is going to sway a lot of votes concerning that individual. I think the public, by and large, knows what kind of job that person has done. I think where it serves its best purpose is for a person who is not known, who might be on a limited budget, that might be a very fine, capable person, but otherwise might be dismissed by the public of not having a chance. I think this gives that person a chance. And it tells the public, hey, take a hard look at this person. He's a fine, good person. Please give him consideration, or her consideration.
Have you ever heard of any other grocery stores doing something like this anywhere?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. But I tell you, I would encourage other people in the industry to do it. I think it's a good American way of electing fine people to office without spending any money.
Do you think that the fact that you're from Louisiana, this is a Louisiana company, this is something that would naturally follow, whereas a grocer in Arkansas or Minnesota might not do this?
Well, I think so. I think, to say the least, politics in Louisiana has been very, very different. There's been a lot of books written about politics here, and particularly about some of our more famous flamboyant politicians, from Huey Long to Edwin Edwards to Earl Long and others. So I think it's probably in the tradition of Louisiana politics, and that's the unusual.
Anything else? Right.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Can you complete a sentence for me? And I'll start it for you, and then you've got to repeat it and then complete it for me.
Okay.
Louisiana politics is?
I think very unusual in how it's conducted.
Can you repeat that just once by saying
Louisiana
it?
politics is.
Louisiana politics is very unusual, particularly in how it's conducted.
That's fine.
That's right.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Groceries at Schwegmann's, thank you for making groceries.
Well, Sue is our bag lady.
Thanks, dear.
Bag lady.
Well, the reason I asked is because we did a film about here 5 years ago. It's called Yeah, You're Right, which is about the way people talk here.
Yeah.
And it kind of play. And of course, we went to Schwegmann's and Legion.
On that colloquialism, and it was an experience because we got a lot of, it's used everywhere.
Yeah, it's inside.
Colloquial speech and preserving the historical significance of our area. We are not using that phrase as much now, but it still comes up all the time. I'm sure you know Frank Davis did a whole thing about it on a national program where they had that excerpt in our Schwegmann Making Groceries.
Oh, that's
Schwegmann
good.
style was
That's
on
nice.
there. So Schwegmann, the Schwegmann company is just absolutely synonymous with groceries in this area.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And anybody that comes in here, we still have tour buses that bring people to this store to look at it.
You've read The Earl of Louisiana. Did you ever read that book? That's about Earl's last days.
I've read.
All movies coming out.
Paul,
Sorry, Paul Newman is
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would expect that he probably visits the grocery store like he does in the book, and if it is, it'd probably be a Schwegmann's.
I don't know.
Or
We
might be.
didn't-
You would have heard about it.
We'd have known if he were here.
I would have, but,
Well, they
Yeah.
missed a good.
Mhm.
So there was a big to-do over the Mint's endorsement on the bag?
yes. Would you like to read that letter?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sharp, that letter that we just.
That we were able to put this together for you and the journal's available because I could not have talked like he had done for you.
Where are you gentlemen originally from, or where are you?
I'm originally from New Jersey.
Yeah, New York. Basically, we were here for